I was speaking with a landscaping contractor over text this morning, and he's been in business for 9 years, has 6 employees, and said that he doesn't want any more customers because he's concerned about paying taxes. So think about that for a second. And I see a lot of people in that situation, or at least think they're in that situation. So think about that. Who is he really punishing by not growing his company? Right? If you are paying 99% tax, yeah, I can understand how you feel. But if you get a higher percentage than you pay the government, who are you really punishing? Right? But look at it another way. Even though he has 6 employees, I doubt that he's over the break-even point. I know he believes he's making money, and that's why he's buying equipment and stuff, but he's not over the break-even point. Chances are he doesn't have a general manager. For sure he doesn't have a CEO, which means he's working with his hands, okay? If he's working with his hands, he's not paying the salary of a general manager or project managers or whatever he wants to call them, which means he doesn't have the infrastructure so he can stop working with his hands, which means he's still underwater, which means he's not making the money, and that's why he's still working with his hands. And he believes that, buying equipment is the best way to stop reducing taxes. I mean, to me, that logic may make sense, but it makes absolutely no sense at all. It's illogical what we're doing. It's like driving the bus with the gas and the brake on at the same time. Because, 6 employees, I'm imagining he's doing around $1 million in revenue, and making maybe 10% net profit. And he's going to argue with me. No, Leo, I'm making a lot more than that. But show me your tax returns for the last 4 years or 5 years or 9 years. And then disagree with me in that way. So what I'm trying to say is, it's taking him 9 years to get to, let's say, $1 million or 6 employees, when really he should have gotten to 6 employees in the first 10 to 12 months. And he's been working with his hands for 9 years, when really he should have stopped working with his hands after 3 or 4, or never worked with his hands if he designed the business properly. So from my perspective, who is he really punishing? And why aren't you bragging that you paid, $10 million worth of taxes last year? Because if you paid $10 million worth of taxes, it means you made a hell of a lot more than $10 million. Why do we choose and look at things like this upside down? And what is the cost? Because, after 9 years, you should be close to, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million in revenue at 10% net profit. All right. So who is he really hurting? He's not helping the economy grow. He's not creating employment for his employees. He's not creating advancement opportunities for his employees. And he's certainly not helping more clients. So who is he really punishing? Can the government feel the pain he's inflicting on them? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So who is he really hurting? His employees and his family? Right? Because he's running his business from the job site instead of running his business from the sailboat while playing with his kids. And here's the other thing. This conversation all took place over text on TikTok. And I said, this would be a lot faster if we jumped on a Zoom call. And he goes, I can't because I'm in my honeymoon. All right. Now, had he said, honey, do you mind if we stop wasting our lives and stop wasting TikTok for, 15 minutes so we can have a conversation with someone that can help us redesign our lives and create quality of life for the rest of our lives? Right? Are his priorities upside down? Because if he's on his honeymoon, his honeymoon is so precious, then why is he on TikTok? Do you see how illogical we are as human beings? The stuff that we do makes no sense. No sense at all. I'll go further. 70% of the people that win the lottery are worse off after the winning the lottery than before winning the lottery. We are not logical human beings. And we are dealing with a 2,000-year-old lizard brain that creates this delusional environment, and what we believe, we believe. We never challenge our beliefs. We never, I have 6 advisors, so I used to be the same way. But now I know how illogical our brains are, and that's why I have 6 advisors. If you don't have an advisor who has accomplished the success that you want to accomplish, then chances are you're taking 20 to 40 years to accomplish what you could have accomplished in 6 to 12 months. Doubt my word? Challenge me. I manage a group of 340,000 business owners now. The group is growing pretty fast. And I kind of use that group to test mindset and to test strategy and to test branding and differentiation and test a lot of different things and test my own thinking even, or challenge my own thinking. And seriously believe, if you want to join that group, let me know. But check some of the conversations, check some of the mentality, the mindset in that group, where it's literally, they believe they're, Leo, I'm going to start a company. I'm going to work with my hands for a couple of years. Then I'll grow the company and, eventually step back and stop working with my hands. 340,000 business owners all believe that. They are still working with their hands after 20 or 40 years. So tell me my theories are wrong. Tell me how we have a 1% failure rate and everybody else has a 96% failure rate. 96 or 98% failure rate, depending if it's a restaurant or not. So when was the last time you checked your logic? When was the last time you tested your strategy? When was the last time you put pencil to paper and actually, documented your process or designed your life? When was the last time you really challenged your thinking? How do you know what you're planning today actually makes sense? My calendar link is on my profile. I keep it there because, I'm trying to help as many people as possible. We also have group mentoring events at $44 a month. Right? If you have a mindset like this gentleman who's on his honeymoon and it's, his future is more important, or he believes watching endless TikTok videos is more important than his honeymoon and more important than designing his future, maybe you should challenge your mindset as well. Post your questions, comments below. If you'd like some help, just type yes. I know you're not able to ask for help. Just type yes below. Okay, that's the equivalent of asking for help without asking for help. We'll talk again soon.